Hello there. I'm Scotty. You're not. And I knew I was gonna regret this. I didn't think it would be so soon, but I knew. This sucked. There's little funny jokes every 45 minutes. No, every half hour. So I don't know. Every 20 minutes. I don't know. Meet the Spartans. As you can tell, it's a parody. Mostly of 300, but a bunch of other stuff in it. This was really, if epic movies started out that let's put random stuff in, this really said, let's throw everything. I mean everything. A movie about Spartans somehow has Britney Spears, American Idol, America's Next Top Model, beer commercials, Mentos commercial, or it was a mint gum commercial or something. The fat guy from Borat, Transformers, Ghost Rider, Ugly Betty, Paris Hilton, because they love to beat that joke over the head. What else is there? Spider-Man 3 reference. Yeah. So yeah, as you can tell, the base story is 300. Yeah, so we tell the story of our hero Leonidas with a baby Shrek, and then we get our first funny joke. Leonidas is born with a beard and keeps it through his childhood and grows up through it, and abs too. It's kind of funny. He grows up. There's a whole thing about him going to hunt an animal. It's a penguin. It's a Happy Feet reference. He eats a Subway sandwich, but gets upset when there's no mayo. And then he goes back to Sparta after killing the penguin to meet Carmen Electra, who's his future wife. And now he has a son who he's training, I guess. And then we say they're preparing for war against Persia. And we meet his right-hand man, Traitoro. Gee, I wonder what's going to happen with this character. Actually, it's not his really right-hand man. It's an advisor, I guess. His right-hand man is Kevin Sorbo. And yes, they do make a Hercules reference. I'm going to go Hercules on your ass, is what he says later in the movie. Yes. But a guy from the kingdom of Persia comes to talk to them, just like in the real movie. And here it is Phil Morris. That's the Martian Manhunter. What the hell is your problem? That's Jackie Childs, man. Come on. Jackie Childs. And you put him in this movie. And all it does is lead to the pit of death. You know, this is Sparta. And they emphasize the spit in his face, and then they kick him into the pit. And then they must have said, hey, remember when we did too much? Remember those jokes in Dick movie that went on too long? Let's do those again. Because we get the kicking people into the pit joke. And apparently, it was longer. Because whatever they cut from the main portion of the movie, they just threw into the credits. There's a bunch of other stuff that they kick in there. There's more of the Spider-Man thing where Donald Trump cuts the spider web, the black spider woman, spoiler alert, is on it. The black suit spider woman, I should say. The more American Idol, outtake stuff. I don't know. But yeah, because we kicked Jackie Childs in, and then Britney Spears is there shaving her head, because that happened around this time. And good gaga. That was in the trailer. She gets kicked in. Kevin Federline shows up. He kicks him in the balls, and he falls in. There's like one or two more that happens that he kicks in. At one point, the distributor is like, stop kicking people into the pit. And yes, please, stop. This takes 5 minutes of this. And even goes into an American Idol reference, that is really old, because it's Simon, Paula, and Randy. And this is the first movie in which we see actress... Not that one. It's in the back. Nicole Parker. Nicole Parker, who was also from Mad TV, like Kristen Flanagan was, and much like she would in the next one, well, I think more so here, she plays multiple roles. She's a Britney Spears. She's Paris Hilton later. She's Britney Spears again. I think there's one more thing that she does. I don't know. Kristen Flanagan is also here, but I don't know. So they take the army to see the Oracle, which is Ugly Betty, because reference. And she says, basically, you go to war, you die. But he doesn't heed that. They're still going to go to war. And they'll say their goodbyes. And there's another joke that kind of got a laugh out of me where he's saying about his son. And it's some little dude that looks like a little person version of Jim Neidhart. He's got the beard and everything. And then they go off to war with... Oh, by the way, there are gay jokes in this. The Spartans are gay, but they don't... Because they give the women high five and open mouth tongue kisses to the men. And that just leads to a look at him, between him and Kevin Sorbo. But then and that would be enough. But then they actually do that later. So it's like, why couldn't they demonstrate that then and not do it later? I don't know. But we meet Kevin Sorbo's son, Sonny O. Yeah, really original for his names. Played by Travis Van Winkle. You know, Trent from Transformers, which they parody in this, and Friday the 13th. Yeah. And the joke is, why? He's got a big package. And then it cuts to he's holding a giant package. Ha! Ha ha ha! Ha ha ha! Oh ha! Oh my gut! Oh my side! Oh my ribs! Oh! So funny. The breathing exercises to get through this. So they go off to war, and they meet a bunch of Persians, and they have a Stomp the Yard battle that goes on for, you guessed it, too long. 5 minutes, much like these keep the Spartans into the pit thing. Yup. And it ends with them just dancing them off the cliff, and if that wasn't bad enough, they do a joke where they're jumping on the diving board that somehow appears that wasn't there before. Yeah. Meanwhile, back at the kingdom, the queen, who has moved on because Leonidas told her to, says that if the Leonidas and his men lose, she won't be queen anymore. So that's when she decides she's going to do something. She's also this whole scene where she's talking to the guy. I don't know who the guy is, but the guy, it's not Dietrich Bader. He wouldn't talk her into it, but some guy with this thing. She has a masseuse, and she keeps jumping on her and smashing into her. And somehow she gets up and she moves, but we don't get a payoff to I don't remember. Maybe she does. I don't know. So she decides she's going to talk to them to put an army to help Leonidas. Meanwhile, beer commercial. Yep, that. It's those manliest man in the world, or whatever that one, the beer commercial of that time. That you probably forgot it, but if you look up this parody, you're like, oh yeah, that sounds familiar. It's like in Scary Movie 3 when they did that. Twins! Beer commercial. Yeah, because commercial parodies are funny. Yeah. Apparently there was also a KFC commercial thing too. Why are they? I mean, this is the same people who do the next one, Disaster Movie. And Disaster Movie is way better than this. Sorry, Nostalgia Critic, but it is. It is. There's less to get hit on, I think, but not as much. Anyway, so what else is next? They send the blind guy back to deliver a message because Leonidas knows he's gonna die. So they send the blind guy for some reason. They run into the hideous creature, the hunchback, from 300, but it's Paris Hilton, because okay, and she says that there's a secret passageway to get to Persia, and they do that, and then we see the Persian king, and there's so much of the jokes in this are obvious. This is obvious, like, then they meet Xerxes. He looked a lot like that fat guy from Borat, and it's the fat guy from Borat. And then later, when they do the Spider-Man thing, then she felt something venomous, like Tobey Maguire in Spider-Man 3. If you have to be obvious with the reference, then you're not doing it right. We would have gotten it if she just became the black suited Spider-Man, which, by the way, it's a waste when they say that she's venomous and then she doesn't turn into Venom. It's just the black suit. Not too much for the copyright. We'll go over that scene. She turns into Black Suit Spider-Man and beat up Trader because she tries to talk to people into going fighting war. Trader shows up and says, I think we should surrender to Xerxes. What do you know? Trader was a traitor. Oh no. So she gets mad, and he has a couple funny lines. I don't remember the lines, but they were funny. But he turns out he's the Sandman, and a fight, and he turns into sand, and she knocks him down, and then Jinxer from Date Movie shows up and takes a shit on him, and then she sucks him up with the Dustbuster. And they say she's busty because boobs. Meanwhile, and there is one more funny little thing where he's like, kneel before me. I kneel to no one. Your sandal is untied. Huh? Oh, okay. See, you kneel. No, that doesn't count. That was funny. But he says he wants them to surrender. They say no, so we have a battle, and the battle... It starts off fine with recent choreography. It's pretty much the same as in 300, but with some wedgies in there, which is kind of funny. And then Ghost Rider shows up, and Travis Van Winkle uses a fire extinguisher, which wouldn't exist back then, but he does it. And then Ghost Rider says stop, drop, and roll, which makes no sense because he was already on fire. Why would he just stop, drop, and roll if he's not on fire anymore? More of the fight goes on, and then I don't know. And then Rocky Balboa shows up. And the joke is that he knocks off Charles Van Winkle's head. And he's wearing an adult diaper because he's old, I guess. And so they fight some more. And then the cube from Transformers shows up. And Xerxes grabs it, gets into a car which is somehow there. Oh no, I forgot. The car is from the Grand Theft Auto reference, which at this point was 2008 when this came out. So yeah, GTA 4 just happened. I know, we're only getting GTA 6 now. And GTA 4 came out back then, 2008-ish. Because they take so long in between the goddamn games. Don't get me wrong, I'm not a big GTA player myself. I played Vice City when I was younger, but it feels like people who play have been on GTA 5 for 10 years. Maybe more. And they haven't released GTA 6 yet. They announced it last year, and they still... Look, here's the thing. If you're announcing a game, I know movies are different. Announce a game, you better have at least half the work done on it. Because they've done it before. How many years ago was it they announced the Wolverine game that's still ain't out? Come on. Anyway, they do the Grand Theft Auto, the GTA reference, and then Xerxes finds the cube, jumps into the car, and turns into a transformer. We get YouTube reference, leave Penny alone! And then he falls on them and they die at the end. That's literally how it ends. Somewhere in between there, we get the I'm going Hercules on your ass line. But yeah. Well, we do have a couple more scenes. I wish it was over. I wish it was over because it's not. It's not. The blind guy shows up and because he can't see, he's trying to use the face. But this is a stupid parody movie, so the face can't work. He's got to grab the boobies, which is assault, brother. And he realizes it's the queen, and then he ends the thing, and he's dead. Then the blind guy gets to lead the new Spartans to war, and they end up attacking Lindsay Lohan when she's leaving rehab. Because that's a timely reference now, isn't it? She's got her life back in order now. But 2008, nope, we can make fun of her like Britney Spears. And if you think that's where it's supposed to end, no. Because earlier on in the film, when they were marching to battle, they were singing I Will Survive. So, of course, we got to do a whole American Idol ending a la Shrek 2 with the Forever After, Far, Far Away Idol, whatever it was. Everyone in the cast sings I Will Survive, including another Britney Spears reference, but she's not the bald one. She's still got the hair, so and then if that's not bad enough, and I didn't see this, but Nostalgia Critic pointed this out. Like I said, there are more... When the song starts, from the start of the I Will Survive American Idol scene, there are 18 minutes left of this movie. There is that, some credits go, and then there's a bunch of extra scenes they couldn't fit in the movie. They took out of the movie and realized, oh, it's too short, so they threw them in at the credits. That's literally what it is. Again. I'm a little sweaty right now. Yeah. And I already told you earlier, there's more knocking people into the pit. There's more with the Ugly Betty thing, I think. There's more ad stuff. There's like a KFC ad or something. Yeah. I think there's more in the Xerxes fight just hanging out. There's so much extra stuff that they took out and then realized, oh, we're too short. And just threw it at the end instead of putting it where it's supposed to be. And in these end scenes, they're not even in order, apparently. No. You know, this is kind of easy to say because there's no continuity in these damn things. So I can say, without a doubt, this is not worth your time. At all. No. And I can tell you, I bought this secondhandly. I bought it from Hy-Vee, my local grocery store, back when they used to do video rentals, and then that went away, so they were selling whatever they had left. And I found it didn't even have a case. I had to print it out, and as you see, my printer was not working very well that day, and I don't know why I didn't try to print off another one. I just kept that one, but it's very shitty, which is fine because it's a very shitty movie. So far, you know, it got a few small laughs out of me, so it's not bad inherently. I mean, it's bad, but it's not terrible, I should say. Disaster movie may be the peak of these, actually, because you got Vampires Suck, super fast then. It's Starving Games, then Super Fast. And I've seen Super Fast, and it's... I tell you what. From what I remember, they stick mostly to spoofing Fast and Furious. I don't know. I'm obviously going to have to revisit that, but, yeah. So, what are your thoughts on Meet the Spartans? Let me know in the comments below. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for watching. I've been Sky, and I'll see you in the next one.